Oh, baby! It is time for Adamcast on Thursdays. You know what that means. That's right. I have my classic, wonderful guest, Dr. Karlyn B. Welcome back to the show, Karlyn.
Hi, everyone. Hey, Adam.
You know, this is my 80th episode. 80.
Really? It's like, that's
80.
a lot, man.
I know.
Congratulations.
It was like yesterday that you were on my show as my first guest. And that was
I
like
know.
episode 12 or something. I don't know.
It feels like a million years ago now, doesn't it?
It really does.
So much has
Time is
changed.
flying so much. Oh my gosh, what has changed? Everything has changed.
Everything.
Oh my gosh. And now we're like borderline not even allowed to fully talk about the things that we want to talk about.
I know, exactly. We have to
Oh,
censor ourselves. Don't
well,
want to get your channel canceled.
goodness sakes. Oh, I was already kind of fearing
See,
for that anyway.
all I had to worry about before was swearing. That was it. And that was already hard
Yeah.
enough. And now I can't talk about like several different subject matter. Like I
The
like to run
truth.
my mouth, Adam, as you know.
The
This is
truth.
like extremely difficult for me.
Yeah, you do like to run your mouth, don't you? That's true. It's classic though. But before we get into everything, please subscribe, smash that like button, and also go check out Karlyn's channel because she's cruising past 100,000. And
Yes.
let's just keep it cruising. So if you haven't followed her, go check her out, go follow her. And we're gonna do that. If you'd like to actually help me out, you can go to my website, adamcrigler.net. You can there is a donate page that you can donate to me directly. There's also a physical mailbox, PO Box 68, Brunswick, Maryland 21716. I actually like to open up the stuff right here and show you guys what people send me. It's pretty cool. Someone sent me this smash button. These two Space Force badges back there were sent to me. Excuse me. I've got a couple cool things on my center shelf that you'll see eventually once I get to the room cam. But today we're going to be talking about some really interesting things because there's a lot going on. My goodness. So Cyberpunk came out yesterday. Everyone's talking about Cyberpunk. It is awesome. I actually have it on PS5 and PC to try to cross compare them. And actually, I saw Sav says Savannah's in the chat. Savannah Hernandez. Shout out to Savannah. She got banned from Twitter. We're trying to get her back on. And Savannah, you're always welcome back on the show to come talk about being banned and what you're up to. But yeah, we're going to be talking about Cyberpunk and how the trans community is super upset because of not being included enough. They're included. This is the weird part. They're being included, but not enough. They don't have enough representation. We'll talk about it. Then we're going to talk about the Smith-Mundt Act again. I talked about this already, but I don't think I can talk about it enough until more people know about this. Now, I actually have a fact check that says, fact check, Obama did not sign a law that specifically says the media can shove propaganda down American citizens' throats. Aha! I called them out, and they are absolutely wrong, and I'm going to show you. We're going to talk about it. Let's see, what else are we going to talk about? Monarchy 2.0. I saw some people in chat going, what is Monarchy 2.0? I'll tell you what it is. It's when the Vatican and the Pope mixes up with all the top elites of the world to create a new inclusive... Hold on, I want to get that.
I wouldn't call that monarchy as much as I would call it something far more nefarious, like a new world flipping order.
Yeah. A council for inclusive capitalism. You could take that as you will.
Inclusive capitalism.
We'll talk about that. I have a couple articles about Trump rocking out these peace deals in the Middle East. Man, he brought Morocco and Israel together. He's not stopping. I mean, all this stuff with what's going on with the election aside, like, dude's not stopping. All right. And then we're going to talk about, what else are we going to talk about? All the states that are getting in on it. And then, of course, Hunter Biden.
Hunter Biden. How could we possibly have a show without Hunter Biden?
Gosh, right.
And all of the nefarious lies and cover-ups the media ran for him before the election. And oh wait, now we find out the New York Post was exactly correct.
You know what?
Shocking.
You know what? Let's just start it off. This is from Rita Panayi. She is rather spicy. She posted this before and after Politico. Check this out. Hunter Biden's story is Russian disinfo. Dozens of former intel officers say. Okay. What's the date on that? What's the date? Oh, it doesn't even have a date. All right. Well, this is before the election
Before the
because
election. That's
I
the
remember
important
reading
piece.
this and going, "Come on!" And then this is just yesterday, maybe. Justice Department's interest in Hunter Biden's covered more than taxes. You mean he could actually be corrupt? Oh,
You think? I actually saw a clip right before we came on air of someone on MSNBC, like right before the second debate, explaining to the audience how Trump is probably going to bring up Hunter Biden's laptop, but our people tell us that this is Russian disinformation.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, what? Like, I don't even know. Like, this is such a crazy problem though, because we now know that Twitter, Facebook, basically all big tech covered for Biden and well, Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. Like, what? Like, how do you even function? Like, how do you create a functional society in this environment? I just don't understand.
You're right.
Is Twitter going to ban itself now? I mean,
no, but Facebook's getting canned. You saw that, right?
I did see that. I saw something about that. They're
is suing Facebook. Yeah, if you don't know about this, the government's trying to break up. They're trying to force them to sell Instagram and sell WhatsApp because they have too much power. They're also saying, "Look, Facebook, you're buying out your competitors. You're basically making it impossible for anyone to even compete with you. That is literally a monopoly. You can't have that." My goodness.
See, the problem is though.
Let's stay on Hunter. Let's stay on Hunter.
Okay, we're focusing. Okay.
I want to, because we're gonna just keep it on Hunter. So
we're focusing.
I want to talk about you mentioned that the big tech, right? They basically were covering for Biden, and that's basically like, look at this. This nails it. This is from Fox News. Liberal media snuffed out Hunter Biden coverage until after election to help defeat Trump. I mean, critics say it. I say it. You just said it.
Well, and ironically, even CNN says it, because now we have the Project Veritas tapes of all their 9 a.m. meetings.
I was just about to bring up Project Veritas as well.
They purposefully did this. They lied to the American people. They negated their basically their only GD responsibility, which is to tell the truth. The media has one job, and that is to tell you what is going on in the world, and they purposefully negated their primary responsibility.
Yep, exactly. And they admitted it to each other. They were talking about, we can't do this because it's unfounded. It's all this and it's all that. And, the last time that there was a terrible transition, 9/11 happened. And so it's like, so what exactly are they saying? They're saying that because if they release this tape, they're not even denying it. This is the crazy thing. Throughout all the conversations that you listen to between these executives over at CNN, they're not even saying it's not real. It's not. It's unfounded. It's, we can't do this because it'll ruin the whole narrative. Essentially, it'll create turmoil. And like, okay, so what? Let it slide? Really? Let Joe Biden, get nothing but positive press, even though he's clearly linked to some negative things?
Because they don't care. They don't care. This is no longer about an honest. I mean, it hasn't been about an honest press for a really long time. Like, let's be honest. This is about the press is the propaganda arm of the Democratic Party. That is all they are. That is their.
You know what? This is a good look. We could talk about Hunter Biden, right? I mean, there is just so much stuff. I don't want to talk about Hunter Biden. I'll be honest. I
have seared memories of photos I've seen of Hunter Biden in my brain that I can never unsee. Adam, I can never unsee them.
Trust me, I know, especially knowing who's in those pictures and what he did
and what their feet were doing.
We're not going to get into it. We're not going to get into it, or the fact that they might have been related in some of the pictures. Gross. I want to talk about the censorship and how the media is the strong arm of these people that are trying to shove this stuff down our throat. And you know what? This is where it started. This is a fact check. Checkyourfact.com. All right. Fact check. Did Barack Obama sign a law that allows the media to purposefully lie to the American people? Verdict: false. The reference law, the National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA, does that sound familiar? What is that Who's bringing that up a lot? Yeah, the president right now is bringing that up because Section 230, which is in here. Well, we'll talk about it. And I'll actually show you Section 230 in this because I have it pulled up. Fact check. The claim that Obama signed a law making it perfectly legal for the media to purposefully lie to the American people. Right off the bat, that specific part in quotes, perfectly legal, whatever that means, legal versus perfectly legal, for the media to purposefully lie to the American people. Look, see, it's semantics. They play this semantics game, all of these fact-checking sites. But I'm going to break this down for you. And actually, look at this. Even AP did the same thing. Former President Barack Obama signed a law in 2012 allowing government propaganda in the U.S. and making it perfect. Again, with this in quotes, they use the same line because they're covering their butts. Perfectly legal for the media to purposefully lie to the American people. AP's assessment, false. In 2013, Obama signed legislation that changed the U.S. Information and Education Exchange Act of 1948, also known as the Smith-Mundt Act, the amendment that made it possible for some materials created by the U.S. Agency for Global Media, the nation's foreign broadcasting agency, to be disseminated in the United States. That is literally breaking. They are proving themselves wrong right here. So false. Let me explain why it's actually true. No joke. I actually didn't catch this before until I just read it because I saw that they labeled it false. I'm like, great, AP, I got you too. But they literally said, actually, no, he signed it in this act that says they can do exactly what they said they couldn't. All right, I want to check this out. Look, this is the Smith-Mundt Act that everyone talks about, okay? And it is the U.S. Information Education Exchange Act of 1948, all right? And it was altered during the Cold War in the 80s, the Cuba Act, and there's a couple other things that were changed. But in 2012, all right, this one actually, let me see if I could pull this into the actual Congress webpage. Is this it? No, hold on. I don't know if I could pull up the actual webpage, but that's fine because look, this is the National Defense Authorization Act for 2013. This is the one that they're saying this is actually what Obama signed. Okay, he didn't actually sign this Smith-Mundt Act of 2012. That actually didn't get ratified. It's true. The bill by itself didn't actually go and become passed, and that's fine. By itself, it didn't pass. But what they did was
they snuck it in there.
Yep, this is the full National Defense Authorization Act for the fiscal year of 2013. Look at how many sections there are. And look, we scrolled right past Section 230. Let me see. Section 230. Look how short it is. Oh, no, this isn't. That's not the one that it involves the whole internet protection thing. But look at how many sections there are. All these sections are a little bit different and have something to do with everything else. Where is it? 178. Here it is. Right in the middle. Look, we're halfway down. All right, right in here. Where did my mouse go? Look, there is how many? 3,517 sections in this, okay? Section 1078 revises the provisions of the United States Information and Education Act of 1948, authorizing the Secretary of State and Broadcasting Board of the Governors to provide for the preparation and dissemination of information intended for foreign audiences abroad about the United States. Look, I've read this many times, all right? And this is literally the Smith-Mundt Act of 2012 that they were trying to pass on its own that didn't pass. But what they did was they slipped it into this bill, and I've talked about this bill on the show before, and what this is we had what we told the American public, the news media rather, told the American public, and what they told the rest of the world. Okay, like World War II, 1948. We wanted to make sure that what we were telling the rest of the world, what we kept to the American public, we told the American public the real truth, and told the rest of the world whatever we wanted, because it was propaganda world all the way through the Cold War. All right. And then all of a sudden they were finding it very difficult to control the American public. Why? Because the internet, because of the the interwebs. Now, what we were being told, we were cross-referencing with our people and everyone else online. Like you and I, we're communicating, Karlyn, right? Like we
We can actually
cross-reference
think
our
for
information.
ourselves and have conversations and read
Yes,
things, as it turns
exactly.
out.
In 2012, they were like, man, we're having a harder and harder time. We got to pass this.
Dang.
Well, it didn't get ratified. So they snuck it in to, what is this? The National Defense Authorization Act. National Defense.
Sneaky.
By the way, inside the National Defense Act, let's make it so that we can use this propaganda that we're sending across the world to American citizens. So this fact check, let's go back to this fact check. Let's just read it again, shall we? Did Barack Obama sign a law that allows the media to purposely lie to the American people? I don't know.
Yes, he did.
Yes,
he did.
Yes, he did. It was called the National Defense Act.
Yeah.
That's what they called it. That it's not purposefully lie, it's unknowingly, because the people who are deciding what other people say, look, they're not the ones telling the American people. We could play this semantics game all day long. Hey, Karlyn, tell the people a lie. All right. I'm not telling the people a lie. You're going to be doing it. You're not purposefully lying to the American public because you don't know if it's a lie or not, because you're brainwashed. Granted, I'm using you in this
that's okay.
brutal example, Karlyn, but
someone's gonna clip that, Adam. I swear to God, someone's gonna clip that. I'm gonna regret that.
No, it's cool. I had the fact check video up, so if they clip it, it's gonna be like the fact check and
fact check false.
Fact check false. But this is crazy, though. This is the world that we live in. We have, China spent millions of dollars over the past 6 months to alter our media, what the media says. So not only can any company in America spend money to tell American citizens whatever they want via the media, China has been doing it. China literally spent millions and millions of dollars pumping into our media system to influence our elections, our brainwaves, certainly. This kind of stuff is what scares me. And it started with this, the National Defense Act. Now, everyone's getting all this, they're, panties in a bunch because of Section 230. They're protecting Facebook. They're protecting Twitter. Even though clearly they're publishers, as though they like to deny it, they clearly are, because they're choosing now.
They have literal editorial guidelines. That's publisher. If you have editorial guidelines, spoiler, you're a publisher. That's what editorial guidelines are.
Thank you. Thank you. Exactly.
Yeah.
They're publishing. They're choosing what's out there. Section 230 shouldn't protect them anymore then, if that's what they're doing. But it's like it's this semantic system that they're trying to do. Yeah. They're trying to live in this weird, threading this line between like the truth and the lie, because semantically they're like, I technically I didn't lie. I technically didn't tell the truth. They're all politicians.
And you know what? Honestly, like, I would actually have no problem. I know Trump's trying to get 230 repealed. I don't think Section 230 needs to be repealed. I think it needs to be enforced, because there are platforms. Look at something like Parler. Parler is not pulling this crap. Parler is letting people say what they think. And that's how it should be. That's how Twitter should work. That's how Facebook should work. So far as I'm concerned, they should become like utilities where you basically can't kick people off of them unless they're breaking the flipping law.
Yeah, I agree. I don't understand why people need to get upset what other people are saying. Just ban them or block them.
Block them.
Not ban them. Just block them. Yeah. Mute them. Block them. You never see them again. Who cares?
Or retweet them and make fun of them. I mean, that's fine too.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, like, the more I spend time in this world, it's like I used to look at the right and think that they were all a bunch of like crazy people who were just like, they wanted to like relive the glory days of like the Revolutionary War and all this stuff. But it's actually true. It's like I feel like I'm among this band of misfits that sees what's going on, that can see all this stuff that you're seeing, that you're talking about, and that want to do something about it and just want to protect our ability to live our lives the way that we want to, and to have people leave us alone and not interfere in our business. And it's like you're in this small little cohort of, like, I'll call them patriots, even though I think that's kind of cheesy, and everyone else around you doesn't know what's going on.
Yep.
And it's like I start to feel like I'm in crazy land, and I'm trying to explain these things to people and no one wants to hear it. They just want to pretend that none of this is happening. Well, it's going to bite everyone at some point. That's what people don't understand about this stuff, is it might not affect you today, but it is going to at some point. You literally will not be able to escape this.
Yep, I agree. It's gonna catch up to everybody. Everybody. They don't want to. They don't admit it. It's funny too because we're killing it on the segues. I feel like this goes perfectly with
like we
entitlement. People are entitled. They feel entitled to be right. if, for lack of better words, like that's what it feels like. I'm entitled to just be right. I'm right. My opinion means I'm right. What? No.
No.
Your perspective is skewed. Your perspective is also just your perspective from your little bubble that you're living in, you know, and that kind of you know, it's not the same subject, but you know, it reminds me of this cyberpunk issue that we're going to talk about. You know what? Let's talk about it. You know, look at this.
I feel like you're a little elitist on this issue with your PS5.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I am. I'll admit it. And I'll explain why. All right. So this is what she's talking about. All right. This is a tweet that people are getting a little upset at me for. It's hilarious though. I find it funny because I'm an old school gamer. I've been gaming for 30 years. I'm not joking. 30 years I've been playing video games. And actually probably before that, because I played, you know, like Atari and
I loved Atari. I did.
all sorts of like old school games, and I've been playing throughout the years. All right, look, this is Cyberpunk 2077, PS4 version 1.0. Resolution is literally below 720p, and the game takes 20 seconds to load in textures. Inexcusable, unfathomable, unplayable.
You know, first, I want to just make the point that I'm sorry, like, these people are the ones that need to go back and play Atari. If they want to complain about a game loading in less than 720, they need to go back and play Atari and be thankful for what they have today.
All right, so I made a joke. That is easily fixable. Get a PS5 or a gaming PC, problem solved. Done and done. Now, oh my gosh, the rage that
gamer
these people are,
privilege.
Oh my gosh, everyone is raging right now. But you know what? I don't care. Look, I remember countless games that only came out on the new console that I was like, man, I have to wait till I get the new console to play that game. They were exclusive to the new consoles. PS4 is 7 years old. You're lucky you're able to play Cyberpunk on your system. I've got a buddy who has been looking forward to Cyberpunk for 8 years. He couldn't wait. He has a PS4. He says it looks beautiful. So you are clearly just entitled. They're saying if they released it for PS4, it should be optimized for PS4. Okay, so do you want people to advance things or just stay comfortable in your little bubble? That is the problem. People are comfortable in their bubbles. They're not trying to advance, further themselves, further humanity, further anything. You know, they're just so stuck on this. I deserve to have the best possible thing, even though it's a 7-year-old system, you know, with a brand new game that they released for this 7-year-old system. They didn't have to do that. It probably would have been easier for them to just go, we're just going to stick to the top quality new systems because it all came out right at the same time. Series X is out, Xbox, PS5 is out. I mean, everyone always says PC master race, you know, because computers, you can easily swap and upgrade and make them, you know, significantly stronger. Although PS5 is fantastic. I love it so much. And I was partly joking, but I was also kind of serious because look, if you're gonna be complaining and I want to use some other words, but I'm not going to.
We don't swear.
About the fact that some textures didn't load. That really, the game actually looks like it was running smooth. It was running smooth, but some of the textures didn't load as fast. Yeah, because it's a brand new game meant to be running on a top tier system that's running on a 7-year-old, now outdated system. The fact that you get it is amazing. You should be happy about that and be glad that you get to play this awesome game that they spent a long time on, that everyone's raving about. You know, it's you gotta accept it.
Well, and I'm gonna make a broader point here, because I don't play games at all. I have like a Nintendo Switch that the only thing I play are literally old school Nintendo games, because that's really all I want to play, because I'm old.
Fine.
I can't learn new things. But
nostalgia's real.
But here's the thing. Like, I'm incredibly grateful that I have a tool that allows me to play my favorite old school Nintendo games. Like, is it like the perfect thing? No, it's not. But like, it allows me to play the flipping game. And the lack of gratitude, and I keep harping on this lack of gratitude over like pretty much every time I talk to someone on the left, I have to talk about a lack of gratitude. You have to appreciate the things that you have, even if it's not perfect. Like, listen, again, I'll be the old person here. I'm talking about when I was a kid and had to walk uphill to school both ways in the snow with shoeboxes as like shoes. Like when I had like an old school NES, guess what? When they came out with the Super Nintendo, I couldn't play the games on the Super Nintendo on my old school NES. I had to go out and buy the flipping system. Why should it be anything different now? And you're lucky you even get to play the game on it. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Not only that, I mean, it gets even worse. How Cyberpunk 2077 perpetuates transphobia and why gamers are calling it an act of violence. Oh, I knew you were going to love this. I knew you were going to love this, Karlyn. Cyberpunk 2077 might offer a never-before-seen picture of the transhumanist experience with its fully rendered sci-fi dystopian world, but its portrayal of trans characters is anything but progressive. Many gamers have criticized how Cyberpunk 2077 and its developers, CD Projekt Red, choose to fetishize and commodity trans bodies and trans identity. According to critics, Cyberpunk 2077 not only fails in its trans audience, but seemingly goes out of its way to perpetuate negative stereotypes. However, while this is already problematic, what makes the controversy surrounding Cyberpunk even worse is the response the critics of the game have received. Several trans critics have been harassed and mistreated online, creating an atmosphere of violence towards the trans community that Cyberpunk developers chose to ignore and outright poke fun at. Look, I saw some of these reviews, and now I'm seeing a lot of people complaining about Cyberpunk, and I played it. It looks great. Granted, I'm playing on a good gaming PC / powerhouse that I just built recently that has, you know, good specs. So it does run very nicely on my system. And you know, so I'm seeing it. But I have a buddy of mine who plays on PS4, and he says the game's running great. And then as far as this, I've seen a few pictures. Look, I can't show them on YouTube. All right. I don't want to get in trouble, but there's ads all over the game sexualizing everything, everyone. There's sexualized men, women, trans spectrum. I've seen both sides, whatever. There isn't really a side in that area, I guess.
Everyone.
But it's all there.
It's a pansexual game.
It is. Like, I saw there's ads all over the place of all different things. It's this cybernetic future. There's neon signs and, you know, all these things all over the place. It's a really amazing atmosphere, and I've seen it, and it's like, it's almost like they're upset that they're being used as you know, a normal sex object like most advertising is. I was in advertising for 15 years. I know what it's like. I know that they choose like scantily clad models for advertising because sex sells.
In fact,
period.
I was actually just looking for a photo of you today, and I was looking at some of your old modeling photos, and I was like, I should use the sexiest modeling photo that I can find of Adam just to embarrass him.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Sexualize the hell out
you
of
want to
him.
know something? Hold on, check this out. All right, so I recently just got all of my stuff.
Oh
back.
no.
All right, and this is the sex ed issue of Abercrombie and Fitch.
And you're in there? Show
wait
us
for it. Hold on.
show us your
All right.
picture, Adam.
It gets even better. This is me on the cover of Abercrombie
You're
and Fitch
naked.
with Malin Ackerman and Jamie Dornan.
Wow.
I don't know if you guys know who that is. Let me
I know who
pull
it is.
myself
50
up.
Shades of Grey. He's in 50
Yeah.
Shades of
So
Grey.
there's me. Yes, that's my butt. Well, it's my side butt.
Yeah.
It's a side butt. And yeah, and believe it or not, they're selling clothes in here.
No, they're not.
Look, there's actually clothes in here. But there's also a lot of nakedness.
I was gonna say, no one's looking at the clothes, Adam. That's like reading Playboy for the articles.
Well, I'm glad you didn't find that picture though. Speaking of which, I'm going to be joining her. I'm not going to get drunk with you guys, but I know
come
you got.
on.
Well, I have a show tomorrow night.
You can have a little whiskey or whatever it is you hipsters drink.
I will have a little bit of whiskey.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna have too much whiskey. So tomorrow on Karlyn's channel, I'm gonna be joining her for happy hour with L, some B
I know
that I know or knew to or know to, whatever it is, because Twitter doesn't like her because she's very spicy and also very accurate, and they don't like that.
No.
Spicy and accurate is probably why Savannah actually got banned also. So tomorrow at 4 p.m. Is that
4
right?
p.m. on my channel, we're doing happy hour live stream with me, Adam, L. We don't have a plan. We're gonna sit back and chat and shoot the S and just maybe we'll do an Ask Me Anything. It'll be nice, spicy Ask Me Anything. I'll tell you that.
It is gonna be a fun time. So tune in tomorrow night on Karlyn's channel. You can check her out, and we'll be there. Yeah. So that's hilarious. I'm gonna put that magazine away and. All right, so yeah, this Cyberpunk thing. I mean, oh my gosh, it's so ridiculous. Let's move on. What else?
Here, there's one more thing I want to say about this.
Like, oh yeah, go ahead.
Isn't the goal of like the average trans person just to be treated like everyone else? The trans people I know would be thrilled to be sexualized as the gender that they transitioned into. That would be like, yes, like that's like that to me would be a goal.
Yeah, maybe.
I just don't understand.
You would think, right?
That's like a good thing.
I just wanted to get to the point where who you're into sexually or what you identify as or what your color of your skin is not what makes a person. That shouldn't be who your identity is. Well, what do you like to do? Well, I'm a trans person. It's like, well, what do you like to do though? What makes you? Like, what do you do for yourself?
With men. Oh, okay, but that doesn't tell me anything.
But okay, well, what do you do for your life though? Well, I sleep with women now. Yeah. I didn't always, but now I do, and it's like, wait, I don't understand. So what do you like to do? Like, what do you do for your work? What do you do for your aspirations, your dreams? Are you trying to be a musician? Are you trying to be like a carpenter? I don't know, random, whatever. It doesn't matter. Everyone's got different dreams. An astronaut. It doesn't matter. But your character, I want to get to that place, and I don't know how we've spun away from meritocracy. Anyone can achieve anything if they work for it. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, actually, I can't achieve anything because of identity politics, basically.
And that's the saddest part of this whole thing, is teaching people that they're victims, teaching people that their success is limited by things that they have no control over. Like, success is only possible if you think it's possible. Like, Adam, your YouTube channel would not be successful if you didn't think, oh, I could be successful on YouTube. If you would talk down to yourself saying, oh, they're never going to like me, I'm just going to be in Tim Shadow forever, I'm a straight white man, they're never going to accept me. Like you never would have started this and made it successful. And that's like a key component to it. And anyone can do that for anything, but you have to believe in yourself.
Self-deprecation. Whenever I hear anyone doing that, like, oh, I'm not very good, I'm the worst. It's like, I know some people that are like that, and I used to try. Well, if they're close to me and I recognize it, I call them out immediately. Mm-hmm. And some people don't take it as well as others. I don't want to call some people out. I mean, I'm really resisting right now. I really want to. No,
you want to. Will you do it on happy hour live stream tomorrow?
Maybe if you press me. but I think you know who I'm talking about.
I do
But
know who you're
I
talking
can't
about.
stand it, and sometimes they take it the wrong way, and then all of a sudden I'm a bad guy when I'm actually trying to help, and then things can spiral out of control, and
all
things
of a
can end
sudden
up.
you have your own YouTube channel.
And all of a sudden I have my own YouTube channel. All right, so let's change the subject. Getting a little spicy here. Let's talk about Monarchy 2.0. Monarchy 2.0. I know you kind of mentioned it's not even like that. It's much worse, significantly worse. I don't know how many people know this, but back in the day, kings were ordained by
God.
by God. They
Even
were
now,
chosen.
the Queen of England is ordained by God.
Good point. They are chosen by, a higher power to rule. And that's kind of what I meant by the Monarchy 2.0, because it feels like, just take a look at this. Just in, Vatican enters into a global alliance with Rothschild, Rockefeller, Ford Foundation, MasterCard, Bank of America, and others through the new Council for Inclusive Capitalism.
Oh my God.
To create a more inclusive, sustainable, and trusted economic system. I'm sorry, what now?
What? This is terrifying. I used to think
this is terrifying.
It is I like in all these spiritual circles that I run in. Like I remember years ago when I first got into them, people would talk about this new world order stuff and how all these elites are conspiring against us. And I would always look at them and be like, you're crazy. Like that's not actually happening, but it is. Like Rothschild and Rockefeller, these are like two of the elitist families like on the globe, and they're conspiring with the Pope and all these other people for inclusive capitalism. Capitalism is completely inclusive already. Anyone can start a business. Literally,
exactly.
Anyone can start a business. It is the most inclusive thing in the world.
Well, not if you're convinced that you're a victim and capitalism is preventing you from becoming successful, because only socialism will work and communism. So it's like they don't realize that all they have to do is work. You gotta work. If you want a successful business, you gotta do some work. That's it. It's that easy. You know what I'm doing? I started 3 businesses since I parted ways from that other show. And I'm so happy. I got a bunch of things brewing. I got stuff I can't even talk about, but I can't wait to tell you. But I'm not going to tell you because I'm busy working on it to make it a reality. So when it becomes reality, I could be like, boom, I just did that. Check it out. Boom.
Yeah.
I'm not just trying to abuse the capitalistic system. I'm trying to make a living for myself so I can have children and think about the future. Nobody's thinking about the future. They're entitled. They want their old PS4 to run a brand new game and complain about it. That's what they're focused on. Like, oh my goodness.
Well, and I'll tell you what, I just got into an argument last night with someone on Twitter, as I am prone to do on Twitter. And that never happened.
You got on a fight? You got in a fight on Twitter?
On Twitter. Like, it never happens, I know. But so they were basically telling me, like, I said something like, okay, the pandemic started in March. You've had now several months of working from home in which you could have started a business. You could have pivoted whatever you were doing to be online. I mean, it's not a perfect scenario, but there are plenty of options that people have. And like, then that in capitalism give you those options, like start a flipping online business. This is not this is not an insurmountable obstacle. And they came back at me. They're like, well, Karlyn, my business just evaporated overnight. I was like, dude, in 2019, I made the bulk of my money from doing in-person facilitations, in-person retreats, and in-person keynote speeches. That was the bulk of my money. I had more business booked out for 2020 than I had ever had in my career. I had a ton of business booked out. It disappeared like that in a flash. And then on top of it, I had a little socialist cancel mob come after me to try to destroy the remaining business relationships I had left. My career completely pivoted between February and even in June, frankly, because it wasn't take that long. I completely pivoted every part of my business, every part of my career, just because I wanted to work for it. Like, I am not special. I'm not. Adam, you're not special.
I know that.
Anyone can do anything that anyone else can do. All you
Agreed,
need
100%.
All you need is to want to work for it.
Yep. And you got to maintain it.
Yeah.
You got to actually go work for it. You got to want it and go. Get it.
I don't want to get up every day and make YouTube videos. I'm sure there are days you have to do this show. You're like, I don't even want to do this anymore. And it's work. It's hard work, but
It's getting more and more fun, honestly, for me.
Oh, it can be a ton of fun, and I don't want to complain because poor us, we complain on the internet. But like, but I mean, still,
I try not to complain. I try not to complain. I don't like to complain. I always try to. You tend to be more on the complaining side of things.
I like to think of it as ranting. I need to get a good rant. I need to get it out of my system.
I rant. That is absolutely definitely true for me. All right, I wanna stay on this subject because it's pretty insane. All right, now everyone knows Babylon Bee. Babylon Bee is fantastic. I love Babylon Bee. They ride the truth so close, but they're satire. Now, Babylon Bee actually has a site called Not the Bee that actually has true stuff that seems like it could be satire, because that's the world we live in right now. And actually, they break down this whole thing with the Vatican so beautifully. I gotta give them props. Like, my goodness. I'm just gonna read this out because this is incredible. All right. Pope Francis forms shadow council of top global capitalists to solve the problems of capitalism. Right off the bat, they're just killing it. And this is the tweet that I just read for you guys. All right, so this is from Joel Abbott. This is just so money, though. All right, I know what you're thinking, but this is real. This thing actually happened, and this is what I just read to you earlier. Again, I know it sounds like something straight out of the Da Vinci Code, but this is a real news story from the wackiest year in world history. Nailing it. Even Forbes asked whether this is real, and for the third time, I must insist this is an actual thing. The super woke Pope, with his march towards full-blown communism and pantheism accelerated past Mach 3, has decided to address the difference between the rich and the poor by utilizing bad economic policies that overwhelmingly hurt the poor while making the wealthy even wealthier. Instead of promoting sound free market principles that have lifted billions out of poverty over the last century, billions. That's true. Side note, we've lifted more people out of poverty in the past 15 years than the entirety of human civilization. Let that sink in. Anyway, I'm going to continue reading here. Let's see. The Pope has decided to double down on his extraordinary historical ignorance and economic malfeasance by creating the Council for Inclusive Capitalism to fix all of our woes. And here's a quote. The world is rich, and yet the number of poor people is swelling all around us, says the illustrious Francis, which is not true, by the way. Hundreds of millions of people are struggling in extreme poverty. That actually may still be true. I'm not saying that that's not true. And are lacking food and housing, healthcare, schooling, electricity, and drinkable water. Yeah, there still is poverty out there. You know what else there is out there also? Slavery. No one's talking about that. Millions of slaves still exist in this world. Slave labor still exists. All right. No one's talking about that. All right. I don't want to say no one because I'm talking about it. I know people that around me, other people on YouTube that are talking about it. Sorry, I got to stop myself from ranting because a lot of this stuff kind of.
You just said you didn't complain, and now you're going down the complaining path.
Ranting. I'm ranting.
It's different.
I'm ranting. Right. No, okay. It's different. All right. There are a few. We continue reading here. There are a few reasons why the rich seem to be getting richer. One of those is trillions of dollars of the ultra rich have made off the pandemic, and more specifically, lockdowns that Francis has supported. Francis also glosses over the active oppression of despotic, evil regimes who will do anything to maintain power over billions of citizens they effectively enslave in police states. See, Pope Francis wants you to believe that capitalism itself is the enemy, not those who would twist market towards immoral, perverse ends. Thus, we have this elusive council. Instead of working through local churches to connect with local business owners and average people, and maybe preaching the gospel for a change, he's going to fix the world's wealth inequality by working with the richest global business executives. I'm sure that'll work. This is just like a career politician named Joe being the man to clean up Washington. And then, of course, there's a great laugh of Ricky Gervais because it is laughable that and you see the swamp that he's trying to bring in, right?
Oh
Oh
my
my
god, it's
God.
insane. It's insane.
Oh,
But I have
gee.
to say, I do love that it's pissing off the progressives.
It's
That's like the
ridiculous.
silver lining to this whole affair.
I guess. I mean, are they really shocked? Maybe they are.
I
Are
think that
they?
they are. I really think that they thought they were gonna have more of a seat at the table. I think that
It's
they're
pretty
really
sad.
angry. And it's like, you couldn't see this coming. Trump was always closer to Bernie Sanders than Biden was. And this is
Yep,
the thing.
that's
It's like I
true.
I don't understand why Bernie's base just didn't come and like get on. I understand why some of them didn't get on the Trump train, but
Yeah.
if you actually care about policy, Trump's a populist.
Yep.
Biden is not, never has been.
It's true. It's true. I mean, look, they basically continue, but that's what this is. All right, all of this. They talk about Forbes a little bit more. We don't need to get into the details of this. The fact remains, though, so many people do not understand economics, and the world
Yeah.
works through economics. Politics aside, if you don't have a base knowledge of economics, I still am learning about economics. Okay, Basic Economics by Thomas Sowell should be a must read. Now, I haven't read it yet. I'm working on a few other books at the moment, but it's a must. I actually saw a joke. Someone posted a picture. I don't remember where I saw that, but it was a gun case inside the book Basic Economics by Thomas Sowell. They said the socialist will never find this gun.
That's hilarious.
And
That's
I
funny.
thought that was hilarious.
We should do a book club.
Okay, I'm down.
Book
I
club.
love reading.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't actually see my books. I have a lot of my favorite books, but it's on the shelf above. And then over here on this bookshelf, there's lots of books too. But yeah. Oh man, there's so much stuff to still talk about. I feel like we're running out of time. That's all right. I kind of overloaded us today.
That's okay. We can do
but-
rapid fire, Adam.
But I also didn't want. I wanted to delve into it a little bit more. We kind of been just going into it. I just want to announce to everybody this awesome tidbit of information. Trump announces Israel and Morocco to normalize relations. He's bringing peace.
Yay!
Peace in the Middle East. This dude does not stop.
No.
He is fighting off the Democrats, fighting off voter fraud, fighting off the establishment, maintaining peace, bringing our troops home. We were lied about troops in Somalia. We're bringing those troops home. Lied about the number of troops in Germany. I think I know they lied about Somalia, and now we're bringing troops home. I've flown a few times this year, and every time I see military, I always walk up and say thank you for your service, because I always appreciate seeing the men and women of this country fighting for our country. It's amazing to see. But I always make it a point to ask them, if they don't mind, like, would you mind, telling me your political affiliations? Like, what do you think of Donald Trump? Nearly every single one of them has been like, he's awesome. He's keeping us out of war. We're making good money. We're actually getting paid. There's like all this thing about how they weren't getting paid. They were having to work for free under the Obama administration. Well, Trump made sure that they got paid, and got paid for putting their lives on the line for our country. Now he has that executive order that he just put out about a month ago, talking about how there's a national emergency in place. I actually didn't know this. Someone brought this to my attention earlier today, and I was just like, man, like, this is pretty intense. Let me just pull it up, because I want to just show everybody. It's an executive order because you guessed it, the People's Republic of China. I mean, I don't know if you're surprised or not. Addressing the threat from securities investments that finance communist Chinese military companies. You know what else they finance?
What else do they finance, Adam?
UBS Securities. Does that sound familiar? You've heard about this?
It does ring a bell. You
know what they spent $400 million on 3 months ago?
I'm gonna guess it's Dominion.
Bing, 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 bing. You got it. Congratulations. You didn't win anything. I'm going to roll the die for you.
Spin the UFO for me. What the heck? I feel gypped.
I got to fix the UFO. Actually, it got knocked down. Oh, no. It's fine. I'm straight up going to fix the UFO. Oh, come on.
Oh.
Look.
Spoke too soon.
No, sometimes he gets a little temperamental. Like I just assumed its gender.
Has someone figured out that was his UFO yet, or does he still think he's on
Everybody
a new one?
knows. This was definitely Tim's UFO. I'm not denying that fact. He even came in and was like, "Oh, hey, you got a UFO." All right, it's officially spinning. Wait, hold on.
Thank you, Adam.
Let me move it over a little bit. There you go. It's officially spinning like crazy.
Yay.
That's just for you, Karlyn.
Thank you.
All right.
Now people are guessing the die number in the chat.
Are they really? Oh,
yeah.
Geez. Let me see. Let me see who won this. No one's won yet. Nobody's won yet.
Sorry, guys. I distracted from the rolling of the die with no prize.
Oh my gosh. I lost the chat. Chat's gone.
No.
I don't know what happened. My chat stopped loading. Oh, it just had a crazy chat jump. Wow, no one's guessed it yet? What is going on? Wow. New comments. Let me see. There it is. Jeremy Harbin, number 9. It was a 9. Congratulations, Jeremy. Oh, wait. I take back your congratulations. Trident Green beat you to it. Wait, Hatchet. I see. This is the problem with these.
Everyone wins with the dice game. Everyone wins.
Look, because there's actually no prizes, you all won. Congratulations. But I think Hatchet might have gotten it first. Congratulations. It was 9. We are totally not really doing the subjects very, very well today. But you know what? Who cares? Right. This has been fantastic. You guys are great. What else are we talking about? Oh, yeah. What do you know about Texas suing the swing states?
I know it's the best thing ever, and it's actually a lawsuit that has promise, and it's not even just Texas anymore. It's like, what, 19 other states?
Boom.
And the Trump administration is
boom.
This is like the smartest thing ever. I was DMing with someone on Twitter earlier today who's like much smarter about this stuff than I am, and what he was saying to me is, listen, like the stuff with Sidney Powell, the stuff with Rudy, that's all fine in terms of like uncovering like the specific details of the fraud, but what he thinks is that this was all a distraction. Like Sidney Powell and Rudy were all a distraction for the media to go chase after them and to make fun of them while they were preparing this massive Texas lawsuit.
This is insane. Check this out. This is from Louder with Crowder, actually.
The most reliable news source.
Louder with Crowder. I mean, he
really is. I'm not even joking about that. He is actually really reliable.
Crowder is a smart dude. This dude knows his stuff. So I wouldn't want to get in an argument with him. I've seen enough of his stuff. It's like, wow. All right. This is crazy. All right. So check this out. This is from AG Paxson. 6 states joined Texas in lawsuit defending the security of the 2020 election. Austin, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, South Carolina, and Utah have formally joined Texas in its Supreme Court suit against Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, 4 battleground states who ran illegal and unconstitutional elections. The joining states agree with Texas. The defendant states exploited the COVID-19 pandemic to justify unlawfully enacting last-minute changes and ignoring both federal and state election laws, thus skewing the results of the 2020 general election. Texas continues to lead the fight to protect election security and integrity. And today I gladly welcome Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, South Carolina, and Utah to this historic endeavor. By flouting state and federal election laws, the defendant battleground states have tainted the integrity of citizens' votes across the entire nation, says Attorney General Paxton. To restore trust in the integrity of our election process, we must tirelessly defend its security and hold accountable those who discarded our Constitution for their own convenience. Texas is proud to have these states by its side in shining the bright light of justice. Oh, that is just satisfying to read out loud. I've read it in my head, but to read it out loud felt good because that's the case. You know, Texas, for those who don't know, Texas denied having Dominion anywhere near their election system. Why? Because they saw it from a mile away. They were like, yep, that Dominion software, that's fraudulent. They've been talking about it in the media for years. Why? Because they've been trying to claim that, Russia collusion, whatever, the 2016 election was hacked and stolen. Yeah, well, I read reports of they actually knew about that fraud. They brought it to the Clinton campaign and they swept it under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they sweep it under the rug if they had it? I don't understand. What is this? Why? What is wrong with transparency? This is the biggest thing. Everyone's like, ha ha, cope. You lost. Deal with it. It's like, well, we just want transparency. Clearly, all this. Nope, there's no evidence. None. You're just trying to do all this stuff.
There's no evidence, Adam. I don't see any evidence. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no evidence. I can't see any evidence.
Yeah. It's easy not to see if you have your hands over your eyes.
Yeah.
Karlyn.
Well, what's funny though? What's funny is I was listening to, there's a clip from Rush Limbaugh today that was trending on Twitter for a little while because they were like, Rush Limbaugh says that conservatives may as well just secede. And he didn't actually say that. He was talking about how people were asking him if there was ever a chance that the country was going to be able to come back together again. And what he said was like, no, I kind of think we're trending towards secession, but really the root of it is that like they're like we don't have the same values at the end of the day. Like the left fundamentally does not have the same values. Like they see no problem with any of this.
Have you seen
this? There it is. Yeah.
Okay. For those who haven't seen this was pushed out by the left. I don't know who Amy Siskind is. She's got like 500,000 followers on Twitter, so she's obviously some sort of big thing. Well, she proposed a map that New York and California, they're sick of these red welfare states. She called the middle states red welfare state. First off, that is ridiculous. Where do you get all your food, New York and California? What feeds you? Where do you get all your gas? How do you live in your comfortable little bubbles? That's right, because of the hardworking Americans, farmers and truckers that are basically bringing you all the stuff to live in the cities. You can't live on your own. You need this. You're the welfare states. Sorry, I had to say that. All right. Mm-hmm. You can call me complaining. I don't care. I'm calling them out.
I don't care. Complain.
This is hilarious. And then I've actually been reading a lot of comments. I thought this was hilarious. So many Canadians are like, this is offensive. We're conservative too. A lot of us are looking at these crazy leftists going, what is their problem? Why are they acting like this? And so this actual map would be, Canada is actually fairly red also. Now, I'm not Canadian. I do have some Canadians that watch my show. And shout out to my Canadian viewers out there. But I know that not all of them are liberal. They're like painting Canada with this huge liberal blue brush. Like, yeah, we're all liberals over here. And they call it the United States of Canada. What? And then they called the red, in quotes, welfare states, Jesus land. This is so patronizing. Like, get out of here. Oh my God.
I'll say this. I've actually been thinking about, and I don't think it's going to happen right away, but like Victor and I have been talking about maybe moving to Florida at some point. Yeah. Well, first off, because it's like much warmer. No, I don't want to live in, dude, I got chased down the street by Black Lives Matter in Texas. I'm traumatized by Texas. Okay. But Florida's cool.
Okay. You have to realize though, a lot of those people were shipping around the country, going to the places just like you were. You were there. You don't live there. A lot of those people don't live there either.
But I like Florida because they're
where in Florida.
I don't know. This is not a fully fleshed out plan. But my point is that if Amy wants to move to the United States of Canada and go up to Canada where it's cold, I will be laughing from a beach in Florida where there's no state income tax, just like New Hampshire. So that's important too.
Right. And Texas. Texas
and
has
Texas.
no income tax too.
Yes.
Which is pretty cool. I have a good one of my best friends lives in Texas, and he's been trying to get me to move to Texas for.
You have to get a cowboy hat if you move to Texas. That's like the rule, isn't it?
I don't mind actually. I think I would rock a cowboy hat. I think I might have to trim my hair. I'm actually debating on trimming my hair anyway because it's getting ridiculously long. I can't stand it. It's starting to get annoyingly long, so I think I might get rid of that soon. But yeah. Anyway, so that's the show. There's some other stuff. There's some other stuff that we could talk about. I'm not gonna bring it up though. I'm just gonna close that there window, and it's fine. Karlyn, you are always a treat. I gotta say, it's so fun having you on the show. I'm
Well,
glad
thank
that
you, Adam.
we've met and connected in life.
Me
It's
too.
cool. I'm grateful
Me
for
too,
you.
my friend.
So let us read some of these super chats. I
Do
think
it.
there's some super chats. I saw them popping up
You
throughout
got a
the.
big super chat. I
I
see a
did.
really big one that just came in.
Oh wow, I see it. I can't read it because I'm at the top of the super chats, but we will get to it. Let's see. Robert Wiles says you got to ask yourself as well as everyone else, what are you willing to fight for? The Constitution is under attack. We are given our freedom. We didn't fight or bleed. Maybe we are giving our freedom if we don't fight and bleed. Have a blessed night and life. Thank you, Robert. Robert is always supporting me via super chats. You're a constant follower. I really appreciate you as well. Thank you. Savannah Hernandez says, I'll come back on if we talk about my farts. Now, I know this isn't the actual Savannah because she is Sav Says on YouTube. Nice try, you trickster, you.
Mm-hmm.
That I think that's IB ripping him. He's he's an old trickster.
Apparently so.
Big Tech says, we own you all. Bow down, punks.
No. Never bend the knee. Never.
I actually added the laugh. I just want to make that clear. The laugh was mine. Sorry.
Just want credit.
Mike Hunt says Pennsylvania has joined the Texas lawsuit against Pennsylvania. Yeah. Wait, what?
No.
I don't understand.
That would be actually really funny if that happened, though.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me because I feel like legally it might actually be possible because a lot of these electors are Republican. There are Republicans that exist in, like, Sean Parnell is trying to bring his own lawsuit against Pennsylvania, and he's in Pennsylvania and he was running in Pennsylvania. So I don't know about that, but who knows? It could be. This is 2020. Remember?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be the most 2020 thing that's ever happened. Pennsylvania sues itself.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny. Brewmaster Monk says our government is pimping us out to the highest bidders. Well, not all of our government. All right, not all
Trump.
of our government. Not Trump, and he's sitting on the throne of the government right now. Colostomy Baguette says, here are 5 bones to an unentitled honest a-hole. That's a nickname that my friends have for me, actually. Keep the fight going, brother. You know I am in your corner anytime. Join the Discord. I do have a Discord. It is rather fun. And Colostomy Baguette's another one of those that has been following me for a long time. Thank you, Baguette. Appreciate you. Brandon Fisher says, powerful point, Karlyn. This will bite everyone. Of course, this is at 6:50. I don't know what you said at that moment, but good job. Way to rock that powerful point there.
I'm sure I sounded very smart. Thank you.
Nice. Right, yeah. You fool a lot of people.
I do. I can play smart really well sometimes.
Apple Teeny I Bake says, no real trans people are saying this. These game journalists are saying this on behalf of trans people who never asked for it. It's rage clickbait, and all it does is harm trans people. That makes so much more sense than any of those articles that I read. I'm serious. I know some trans people, and I have no problems with them, and they're awesome people.
Yeah.
And that's it. They're people. They do their thing, and they're fantastic.
And I was wondering if that was the
Period.
case too, because I was like, how many trans gamer journalists can there be? Like, trans people are like, what, less than 1% of the overall population? How many gamer trans journalists could there actually be?
Well, that's the thing.
I don't know.
They're
I mean, maybe there's a whole mess of them, but
it's probably not the trans people that are writing those. It's it's those
it's
people
the
that
allies.
feel the need to virtue signal and fight for others when no one asked for it, and they are just doing it to calm their own racism, whatever they feel. They feel guilty because they're white or whatever. I mean, there's a whole checklist that you can for all those people they go through. My goodness.
It's the allies and the dear people.
Yes, exactly. Yep. Mr. Retsom says, when I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put video games away. The Bible. That wasn't in the Bible. He said it was from the Bible. And that is not true. Look, I consider myself a man. I'm fully grown. I'm deep in my 30s. We'll just say that. Deep into the 30s. I love playing video games. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a community. There's adult video games out there. Cyberpunk, for example, is very much an adult game. There is nudity, swearing. It's just like full on real.
Jeez.
Like it's.
I might have to get a PS5
seriously,
just for this. Just for
good
this
luck.
review.
Yeah, good luck. You're better off just building a computer, and because you can use it for your business. Meh. She says. The man behind the screen says, I agree with your points on the entitlement of some regarding Cyberpunk, but say dropping $500 on a new PC or hard to find console is a simple solution misses the mark. Your points here are better. I know. See, this is the thing. Everyone on Twitter, it's like, yeah, I was like, if you know me at all, clearly I was joking, but I also wasn't, because I'm an old school gamer that I actually wasn't able to play the new games because of the new consoles.
Mm-hmm.
They literally, the old consoles just had zero chance of ever being able to run the new games. Now the people are catering to the older consoles, and no one's grateful for that. They're just complaining. So it's like, I make a joke, like, get a new system and you can play it and it'll be smooth. All I see is the complaints about it. So honestly,
just build a computer. Just build a computer.
Yeah, look, people could get upset, and that's fine. I wasn't actually trying to make it a simple solution. I really was just being like, stop complaining. I want to say another word. I had to stop myself again. But stop complaining. Enjoy the fact that you can even play this 2020 game on a 2013 console. It's 7 years old. It's probably 8 years old. Because it was probably developed.
Adam, I know what the problem is. And it's not what you think it is.
Oh, okay. Go on.
You need to get in more fights on Twitter, because if you had more fights on Twitter, stuff like this wouldn't bother you so much. These people are being ridiculous.
I know that, though. No, it's not. It's not that it bothers me. It's because I actually enjoy talking about it and poking fun of these people. Like, I'm not going to go on Twitter and be like, let me explain why I'm upset with you, because nuance is gone. That's the reason they're all pissed off, because they think I'm dead serious. They think that I said, let them eat cake. Just get a PS5.
Someone clip that. Someone clip that.
You can't get a PS5 right now. You can't buy them at all. They're sold out until 2021. Duh. I'm not telling people to do that, but you're complaining that you can't play a brand new game on your old console. Actually, excuse me. You can play it, but they're saying it's unfathomable, unplayable. Like, it was just over the top. Like, oh my gosh, shut up. I'm looking at the clip. The gameplay itself is smooth. So what that it can't render all the beautiful graphics that the new systems it's designed for? Okay, it's dubbed down a little bit. God, stop complaining, you entitled brat.
They're probably Vosh's people.
Maybe, I don't care. I just thought it was hilarious. Reading the comments, I'm just laughing because everyone's trying to like defend and like act like I expect everyone to be able to go buy a $500 system. No, in fact, this is probably the best. If you don't have a game system, it's probably the best time to just get a PS4, because the new games come out for PS4 anyway. What a time to be a gamer. You don't have to spend $500 on a new system, because you can play Cyberpunk 2077 on the PS4. And I have a buddy who's playing on the PS4. He's got no issues. He's actually playing on the debut first edition PS4, still running, and it still runs. He's having a blast. He loves the game. So these people are just complaining that they're not getting this beautiful PS5 graphic version of the game on their PS4. That is never going to happen. Shut up, you entitled brats. Period. Anyway.
Well done. Good rant.
Yeah. Thank you. Arcadian Twilight says, every time I hear about a console, remembering gaming on a Tandy 1000 and dial-up, I laugh like a king of Rohan and say, you have no power. Yeah, I know. People have no idea. I remember dial-up gaming. I used to do, what did I play? It was oh my gosh, not Diablo 1. You know what? Heroes of Might and Magic 2. I used to play on dial-up with my buddy, and we'd have to wait while my friend would do his turn, and then it'd be my turn, and you'd have to wait like 20 minutes for the person to like do all of their turn. It was, man, those were the days. Mark G says, I am the worst at self-deprecation. That sucks. You should stop doing that. Believe that you're worthy, that you're validated, that you don't need other people's validation, that only your own personal validation makes the difference. So you doing that to yourself perpetuates it and makes it worse. Believe that you're worthy. Believe that you can do what you put your mind to. And all of a sudden, you're going to prove yourself that you can actually do it.
Absolutely. 100%.
Boom. The man behind the screen says their new system will totally be more inclusive to the corporatistic global elites in the 1%, that is.
Yeah, to the
capitalism, my nerdy white axe. Yep.
God.
Chuck Morris says, quote Joe Biden, I'm too old for this. I'm not going to pronounce that because that's looks a little sketchy. Kim Chi says hundreds of millions are still in poverty, and Pope Francis wants to make that billions of people with his terrible economic policies. Maybe. Who knows, right? It's like, I said this fact. 15 years, the past 15 years, more people have been brought out of poverty than the history of humanity. Capitalism did that. Period. Visidia says, got here a bit late. Did you see that Biden wants to name Susan Rice as the director of domestic White House policy, Libya, Russia, etc.? I can't even begin to describe. Look, I when I saw that, she is like has swamp, still has like muck from the swamp on her. I don't know what she's been doing, but like I don't know who else embodies the swamp better than her. I mean, from learning about the whole the Michael Flynn case, and that what her role in that and how she just did whatever she was told and got him under. I don't even want to get into it. It's ridiculous. I can't believe all of that stuff. It's crazy. Chuck Morris says, quote, Nancy Pelosi, if we don't have illegal aliens, who will clean my house and keep my lawn? Modern slavery. She didn't actually say that, did she?
I don't think so.
See,
but who knows?
The fact that I'm not sure.
Exactly. That's the problem.
That's sad, right?
Let them eat ice cream, Adam.
Shanjak says, Atari made the funniest sounds if turned on with the carts partially inserted. Early circuit bending? Yeah, maybe. I do remember that. Let's see. What games did I... No, I think what game did I play on Intellivision, maybe? Bonk's Adventure. Did anyone play Bonk's Adventure?
I don't remember. Oh my god.
That's old. That's out there. Let's see. The Kansas girl says you are amazing. You know what? We're gonna give that to you. She's talking to you. All right. That doesn't specify. Karlyn, you're amazing.
It could be both of us. You're amazing too, Adam.
Oh well, thank you. That's you telling me though. Kansas girl said it to you.
Okay.
I'm just projecting. Jonathan Paul says Vatican, MasterCard, Ford Foundation, etc. forming some inclusive thing now. Norman Dodd was right. Only God can save us now. Or a certain president that's I
God
think
Emperor.
He's doing his job as an American president. You know what? He may go down as the best American president ever.
I want him on Mount Rushmore. I really
I'm not joking.
I saw a picture of him the other day. No, I completely agree with you. I saw a picture of him the other day. It was like angled perfectly when he did that speech at Mount Rushmore. I was like, Trump needs to be on Rushmore. It's the best.
Hey, who knows, man? Who knows? Dr. K Fox says Mike Glover via Fieldcraft Survival. I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
I have no idea.
Harpy, thanks for that super chat. Curtis Reynolds, hey, with the holla, big super chat. Got to it. Hey, Adam, down here in Texas, we're serious about our Constitution and damn proud of it. I had to say it all. That was worth it. Some smiley faces and 2 thumbs up. Thank you so much, Curtis, for that super chat. And I see you down there in Texas. I see you. Texas, I'm proud of you, Texas.
Thank God for Texas.
Deep in the heart of Texas, huh? Tim S says, Canadian Army guy here. It wasn't too rare to hear someone call out Trump 2020. Our topics of discussion to be titled "Make Topic Great Again" at our unit's Christmas get together today. Awesome. So that's cool. So that's the Canadian Army talking there. Thank you, Tim. What a cool viewpoint perspective from a Canadian in the Army up there. Nice. Mavis says most of the countries in New York are red. Counties in New York are red. It's New York City that turns New York super blue. Same with PA, Philadelphia.
Mhm.
Yep, I do. I see that. I've lived in New York. Even when I lived in New York City, there was a bunch of Trump supporters. Now I know a lot more. I don't want to say Biden supporters because they're not. They're just anti-Trump because brainwashed. I love you, friends that watch my show. Love you guys, but you're brainwashed. Thug Life Bear says she's not the only one who would move to Jesus Land. Yeah, I mean, I've met nothing but amazing people in. Man, it's so demeaning what they said. What do they call it? The red welfare states. Gosh, it's so brutal. But they have that just proves how entitled they think that they are. They have no idea.
And it proves how elitist they are. That they look down on people that don't live in cities, that didn't go to the schools they want them to go to, that don't have the types of jobs they think they should have. Like, dude, it's none of your business. Leave people alone. They're good. They're hardworking people. They're kind. Like, it just makes no sense to me. I don't understand.
Absolutely. And no, you nailed it. That's it. That's what it is. They just think that, oh, if you're not in the city, you're an idiot, for
you're
one.
A simpleton.
That's what they think. It's like, what, just because they work their butts off to, insert anything, because literally everyone I've ever met that lives out in outside of cities works their butts off in any job that they do.
And I'll tell you this too, a lot of them are better educated and more well-read than a lot of people who work in the cities. And I'm not talking about going to an Ivy League school. I'm talking about reading books, reading information, taking in information from a variety of sources. They're much smarter than people who are living in the cities.
Good point. Yep. Let's see. Lamosick says PA state legislators have joined the suit against their state. Wow. This is another person saying it. Wow.
Pennsylvania really is suing Pennsylvania.
Michael Does Life is a video game troll channel. Look up his vids. Okay, I'll check it out. I'm sorry, I can't get over the fact that you are the second person to tell us about how PA state legislators have joined the suit against PA. This may be true.
So listen, people who are
Karlyn,
not watching the news, people who are not watching the news right now are like missing out on an epic amount of entertainment. I just don't know.
So PA state, I don't have this confirmed, but a couple people have super chatted me saying that PA is joining the suit to sue Pennsylvania. That's amazing.
Fine.
Anzu Love says, ever heard the song Rebellion by Linkin Park? Seems to describe Antifa well. I don't know any of their song titles, but so maybe I have. I'm not really sure.
All their songs are basically the same, let's be honest.
Maybe. Well, there's, the Jay-Z mix-up was pretty cool. We gotta give it to him. Santa's Bowels said, where did you hide the giant floppy what? What are you talking about?
The giant floppy what?
Yeah.
And why are you hiding it, Adam?
I don't know. In what pic? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna keep moving. Sorry, I'm going to keep moving here. MPow says, Adam, would you consider a Christmas special? Charles Dickens, A Christmas Carol deep dive. Also, close the lid of your toilet when you flush. What? What does that mean?
I mean, that's just good advice.
I do, though. I always close the toilet.
His wife would kill him if he didn't.
No, I did that my entire life. I always closed. You know why? Because I learned respect at a very young age. Thanks, Dad. Appreciate that from you. And it's one of those things. I mean, I grew up. I have 3 sisters, and one of them's older than me. So I always had there was always a girl around, and it was just like, just general respectful thing. Close the and it's where you poop. Like I don't want to look into that when I'm brushing my teeth. Like it's not even to leave it up. I wouldn't leave it up even if I lived on my own. I would close it. Seriously, like I would always close the toilet. It's like, why would you leave it open? I don't want whatever. Silly to me. Let's see. The man behind the screen says, seems I goofed and the joke in your tweet flew over my head. Well, the oven's ready. The pan is greased. Time to throw the crow in and get ready to eat. Right on. Never heard that little flow, but cool. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody didn't realize that I was joking at like I was poking fun. Look, I'm a sarcastic, as Colostomy Baguette said earlier, honest a-hole. I am literally brutal with my truth sometimes. Sometimes it gets me in trouble. So I'm not going to stop being brutally honest. All of my friends gets most of the honesty. Like, that's why my friends called me an honest a-hole sometimes, because I'm not going to cater to, I don't cater to anyone really. And so when my friends are asking me something, or even when they're not asking me sometimes, I still give them my perspective on things. And I'm rather opinionated. I have strong convictions. I love who I am. I love the views that I have, and I give them out freely, especially to my friends, especially if I think that they're wrong. So, sometimes, see, that's a problem with text-based communication, the interwebs, Twitter, social media in general. The nuance of the tones of how you say things are completely gone. You know what, Karlyn? Let's talk about that next week.
Okay, we can talk
Let's
about that.
talk about the differences of real communication and social media and the effects that has, and also the effects of being cut off from social media. I think that's pretty huge too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's put a pin in that. We'll talk about that.
Totally.
I think it's pretty important. Fear the Reaper says, as someone who's playing on the PS4 with Cyberpunk, I know it was dumbed down. Can't expect the PS4 to keep up with the new gen system graphics. Thank you, Fear. I agree with you 100%. And aren't you grateful that you can even play this next gen game on your PS4? That's dope. Mm-hmm. Seriously. People are complaining just to complain. Cassius Cam says, I replaced gaming with weightlifting and martial arts years ago. I am now the character I used to pretend to be.
Smart man. Smart man.
I mean, Cassius, man, that is some Chad, insert Chad meme now, like that. I mean, that right there is like, all right, you're a better man than I don't lift weights and I don't do martial arts, and I do play video games. So I'm slacking. Chuck Morris says, she did say that. Nancy Pelosi absolutely said that. No way. So Chuck Morris super chatted earlier saying, she's saying, if we don't have illegal immigrants, who's going to do my lawn and my dishes? I don't remember exactly what else she said.
Wait, did she actually said that?
That's what Chuck Morris is saying. And I truck Chuck Morris. He's been around for a long time, following me. Shout out to Chuck. If we don't have illegal aliens, who will clean my house and keep my lawn? I'm not surprised. He's 80.
I need to see where she said that. I don't believe that she said that. I think that's okay.
Look it up.
I'm gonna look it up. Okay.
Jonathan Powell says, you're the only person who's never met me that pronounces my name right. Pal, like my best pal. So many people say Paul. Thank you. Where would they get Paul from that? Jonathan Powell. All right. I feel special. Right on, pal. I'm just going to call you pal from now on. Because I feel like we just became pals. Like there's something that just happened with our relationship, just ticked up a notch. That's great. Llama 6 says, that guy you tweeted to before is a known video game troll. Oh, awesome. What's great is I trolled a troll, and together our powers trolled so many more people than it could have happened, which is amazing. Because I was trolling. I was totally trolling.
You do like to fight on Twitter. You just pretend that you don't. I fight more overtly on Twitter. You're covert. You're like a ninja.
All right. Well, I'm sarcastic. I like to do like, covert's a pretty good way of putting it. You know, I'm covert in my sarcasm, but I definitely throw it though. Let's see. I had to hold back for a few months because I could have been way worse. After something happened in August. Mr. Laxative says you should check out what just broke on the culp for Governor Washington campaign. On the culp for the Governor Washington campaign. I don't know what that means, but I am really looking forward to it. Look, we don't have too much time. Man, Karlyn, you are always fantastic. Thank you, as always, for joining me.
Thank you.
Check out Karlyn's channel. You can follow her at Dr. Karlyn B on Twitter. You can also follow her at Parler at just simply at Karlyn. She jumped up the chance. Follow me everywhere. Where am I? Here we go. There it is. All right. Follow me right there at Adam Crigler. Literally everywhere. Just type it in. Although someone did do a Pinterest at Adam Crigler. I saw that. Someone said, "Hey, is this you?" And it's not me. So I don't have Pinterest. Sorry. I'm not Pinterested enough. God, that was bad. I'm sorry.
And everyone has to come to our live stream tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Happy hour live stream on my channel. Me, Adam, and Elle. We have absolutely no plan. We're just going to kick back. We'll probably take some questions if you guys have them. We're going to be drinking, so we might get a little spicy. But
I'm not on my channel, so I can definitely be way more spicy because I'm not worried about her getting banned. Just me.
We're going to establish some rules. I already have a plan, but you'll have to tune in tomorrow. I have a little spicy plan. I'm going to unveil.
You got Elle coming on your show. I mean, I want Elle to come on my show too. So whatever. It's only a matter of time. Might as well.
I'm like a matchmaker with you and Elle. I'm making matches.
Yeah, she's great. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining in. Join in tomorrow at 4 p.m. We're going to be doing the happy hour, and then of course I'm going to have my show at 6:30 here on Adamcast IRL and Jam Night. And it seems like I'm going to be a little loosened up before Jam Night. So that's gonna be fun. Tune in later tonight for streaming Cyberpunk. I'm going to be streaming Cyberpunk. I figured it out last night. I couldn't get it working. It turns out it was a problem with my Streamlabs. Maybe I have to re-download it, but I tried OBS and I streamed a little bit earlier on my Twitch channel and it worked fine. Twitch TV/Adam Crigler. Really easy to find me. I'll be streaming Cyberpunk 2077 tonight. Unfortunately for anyone out there who is looking forward to it, but I have the nudity filter turned on, so you won't be seeing anything. You're going to have to get the game for yourself. Sorry to say. But anyway, thanks for turning in, everybody, and we will see you next time. Have a great week.